Hello, my fellow Americans and international friends, and welcome back into the Cal Report. Today is August 15th, 2022. So for today's episode, we're going to shift gears and take you on up to one of the more rural parts of the state, Kern County. Of course, the county seat for Kern County is the city of Bakersfield, California. Fun fact for you, the county derived its name from the Kern River, which was named for Edward Kern, topographer of General John C. Fremont's 1845 expedition. Anyway, today we're going to focus on an agenda item at their last County Board of Supervisors meeting on August 9th. So the area of interest is basically right about where highways 58 and 14 meet each other. It'll be called the Mojave Inland Port. What this could potentially bring is a positive economic benefit of $226 million in labor income, a $73 million increase to the Kern County tax base, and so much more. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it on over to the Kern County Board of Supervisors on August 9th to fill you in on the all-important details. Enjoy.
The opportunity for an inland port in Mojave is driven by congestion in San Pedro Bay, as you know, and it's predicted to get worse. The ports of Long Beach and LA currently process about 20 million TEUs a year. That number is expected to move to 34 million by the end of the decade. And the biggest problem is item number 4. They're out of land. Well, we can help. What if we were able to imagine ourselves as a branch of the ports of LA and Long Beach? Then the process would be pretty simple. Loaded container ships would come in to the berths at LA and Long Beach, offload canisters onto shuttle trains, which would push these canisters 90 miles up the track to Mojave, where tractor trailers would be waiting for them, immediately offload them onto the tractor trailers for their final destination. Pretty simple solution. We believe that going through that drill, we can process 2.6 million TEUs per year, which represents about 10% of what the ports do. We can trump your 14 acres. This is us. The red stuff is where we are. As the director said, we have over 400 acres there, but we have some adds on top of that give it more value. First of all, it's at the intersection of 2 state highways, 14 and 58. As she mentioned, an underutilized heavy gauge branch line of the Union Pacific runs right through the middle of it. And then just over our fence is the Mojave Air and Spaceport, 24/7 with a 12,500 foot runway that can handle any plane that operates today. By the way, LAX does not have a runway that long. So we can say when it comes to moving goods, we have 4 options: rubber tire, rail, air, and space. Not many people can say that. This is a list of many of the stakeholders who will be happy when we do our project. The first one you got to look at is kind of item number 2, the BCOs. These are the beneficial cargo owners, and the BCOs pay for everything. So that's the first group you want to get happy. By the way, we think we have just identified what may become our first BCO. But if the BCOs are happy, then the ocean shippers are happy, and the railroads are happy. And when we prove that we can support 3,000 high-paying jobs, then if you're unemployed or underemployed or a member of a labor union, you're probably going to get happy also. And if your single objective is clean air, then you'll be pleased with our project because our approach is more environmentally friendly than other options. And we expect to add, bottom line there, $73 million to Kern County. Those are taxes, and so when we do that, we think some of the people in this room will get happy. A little bit about us. Pioneer Partners is a Nevada entity. We're headquartered in Texas. I hope you won't hold that against us. We're experienced in a lot of areas internationally and nationally industrial, manufacturing, chemical, large-scale land development. As our name implies, we have owned this property for 22 years. It's been in the family for 9 years beyond that. We own the property free and clear, and we have the ability and the experience to raise all the capital necessary for this project. So this is not a financial ask. We did a couple of other things to kind of prove up the value of the process and its validity. And what we did is we brought in some consultants, and the first thing that we did is we looked at the environmental impact, and we asked them to use just data from the California Air Resources Board, CARB, knowing that if they used just that data, then nobody would challenge the input. Their conclusion was, after looking at this data, that a 2-mile train will pollute less than 400 tractor trailers. It's almost intuitive, I think. The other thing we did, we brought in a firm called Beacon Economics, and we said, what is the impact on this project? And we were, I will tell you, very pleased with their results. They said, once you are up and running, this project will have an annual economic impact in excess of $500 million. Two important words I just used. Well, first of all, the B word that we don't get used a lot, and secondly, annual. We expect this project to support 3,000 well-paying jobs that will have an annual labor income of $226 million. We expect that Kern County will get a $73 million bonus in taxes, and we expect $100 million to go to the Alameda corridor. As we speak, our website is going live, mojaveinlandport.com. I encourage you to visit that. There will be supporting data on all the stories I just made up today. There's an FAQ portion of it, and there's an opportunity for input and response, for you to ask questions and give us some feedback. And with that, I have only one more thing I want to say, and that is, if you have been doing all your professional work in Kern County, you probably think that the Kern County Planning Department is your typical planning department. And if you made that assumption, you would be dead wrong. Your Kern County Planning Department is exceptional. When we started working with them, we kept saying, did they give us the wrong phone number? This does not sound like a planning department. This sounds like the Kern County Economic Development Department or the Kern County Public Relations Department. We have worked in other countries, in other states, in other cities, and the typical experience you have with the planning department is their favorite word is no. Can we do that? No. Oh, what if we? No. Okay, here's a new idea. Nope. What your planning department did, and I need to tell you that Kern County has myriad development guidelines, and they're complicated and strict, and we like that. We like that. That raises the bar so that all development winds up better. And your planning department took us by the hand and walked us through the process and said, here's what you need to do. Provide these 3 things, that'll meet that guideline, do this one, get this there. So anyway, kudos to the planning department, and you guys are lucky to have them. So thank you very much.
I see this as a win-win across the board, from businesses to consumers and anyone else who relies on the timely delivery of even the most ordinary household goods that we all generally take for granted, except when we're not able to get them. So this development isn't just about the movement of goods, it's about the promise of opportunity, I think, for the folks in Kern County. Once up and running, as has been said, this port will support about 3,000 well-paying jobs, and goodness knows that we need more economic diversification with the pressures that we have, the negative pressures that we have from Sacramento coming down against our 2 leading industries, oil and agriculture. So when we get a project that is going to pay people well and increase our jobs base and then consequently our tax base, we definitely are receptive to it and want to support it when it makes sense. And this one does make sense. So we're looking at the equivalent of approximately $225 million in payroll and over $70 million in tax revenues that can be used to reinvest in our community. So I am wholeheartedly in support of this, and I'll look to my colleagues to make a motion.
I'd be happy to make that motion.
I'll second it.
So we have a motion and a second to approve. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. 3 ayes, 2 absent. Supervisor Maggard, Supervisor Perez.
Congratulations, and thank you for your investment in our county. We appreciate it.
Looks like the Mojave Inland Port is a win-win situation for all. It's always great to see some of the more rural parts of the state thriving economically. So all the best to Kern County and everyone in the Bakersfield area on the upcoming Mojave Inland Port. That's it for today. Really appreciate you guys watching my video. As always, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, or please subscribe to the channel. Always appreciate it, guys. And of course, this podcast is done in association with Conservative Patriots of Orange County. That's what's going on in California. God bless, take care, and I'll see you all next time.